The following is Infor Visuals, Work Order, Hours, Rollup. The Hours Rollup functionality was completed in version 908 Service Pack 2. The enhancement is for actual costing sites only and requires database patch scripts to be applied. The functionality exists in the manufacturing window. Let's begin the features overview. To start, I just want to give you an overview of the structures that I'm working with. You'll notice that the operations are going to appear in blue, the internal operations. Next down, you'll see a material requirement. These are my purchased or supplied materials. Next down would be my fabricated materials in the dark green. Those are the ones that I'm going to be focusing on. And you can see that this one fabricated part is built on the middle work order. And then you can see that the third work order supplies a fabricated part to that middle work order as well. Let's focus on the top level work order to review the features. I'm going to go down to Info and Work Order, Hours, Rollup. Here you can see our display. Notice that I have three fabricated parts being built. The first one is our top layer for this current work order. Then one layer down, you can see a sub-assembly work order that we have for lower 3. And lower 3 actually requires another fabricated part, lower 1. And you can see that the dashed lines before indicate the lower levels, or the fabricated sub-assembly layers going into the work order. This row has 2 dashes before the part ID. Next is the quantity required by the work order, followed by quantity costed, which are the cost layers that have been matched during the running of cost of utilities. In this case here, you'll notice that we do have one row that's red, which indicates that the supply may not always be from fabricated work order cost layers. We will cover this deeper later on. The main dialog also includes the actual total hours, which can be broken down to actual setup hours and actual run hours. And at the bottom we have subtotals for all of those. Next, we can display some of the other tools that will be used with our new enhancement for work order rollup. Starting with the info cost window, you'll notice that on the far right hand side, I can also display the actual totals, setup and run hours, and I can compare it back here to the top line inside of my work order hours rollup window. The details for sub-assemblies can also be displayed from this dialog. I'm going to go up to Info, Work Order Actual Hours, Detail, and a new dialog opens up and I can see the work orders that are actually distributed against my one order, my one line. I can come down here and look at the second line and you notice that I have 3 different cost layers that have come against it. This layer is not from a work order, thus it makes the dialog above appear red. The detail window includes drill to functionality. So in my example, I'm now going to drill over to one of my lower level work orders and review that, highlight a row, and I can see the details for that work order. The following displays how the dialog updates or refreshes automatically. You'll notice that I'm focused on my first work order on the left. I'll move to the middle one, and you'll notice that the dialog refreshes with the new information. Going to the third order, my dialog further updates. Of course, I can drill down and see additional updates based upon the detail window. Next, you'll notice that under the file menu, you can either send to Excel or send to XML. I'm going to show you an example from Excel. I've exported it to Excel. Drilling in, you can see the comparison on columns and it's pushing out whatever I have displayed. Note the total line is the first line of detail to appear in Excel. I'm going to drill down to the details for the third requirement to demonstrate that Excel can also be used in this dialog. From the file menu, you can either select Send to Microsoft Excel or Send to XML. There's also an icon to send to Excel. Here's an example of the Excel file for the detail window. Additionally, for comparison, you can always come over to the Exploded Estimated Cost dialog, and I've set this to display Show Operations Only and you'll notice that the output is similar to above in the work order hours rollup. And I can compare row to row estimated hours using the default Engineering Masters structure back to my actual hours using the new work order hours rollup dialog. Thank you for watching this video on the work order hours rollup.